Good morning, good morning, good morning. God bless you. Welcome to Joy Life Center Coaching and Consulting. It's me, your life coach, Andrea Jackson. We're gonna jump right in. We have some people that's waiting to be admitted into the group. So just one moment. Good morning, Sister Lupe.
Good morning, Apostle. Good morning.
Good morning, girl.
Good morning.
Sound like somebody's feeling great this morning.
Yes, yes. um, By the grace of God. Grace of God.
Yes, yes, I love that. Let's see. Looks like Bianca's trying to get her audio connected. There she go. Good morning, Bianca.
Good morning.
See you still under, huh? You say under the weather. No, that's all right. We're gonna rise above the weather. How are you other than that?
Oh, well.
Excellent. Excellent. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for calling in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's all about life change one day at a time. That consistent small movements bring on great measurable change. So I'm so grateful today. As we spoke yesterday, we're going to be talking about reducing stress. We looked at some things, whereas now we recognize some of our stressors. Our stressors come out in different ways. Sometimes our stress symptoms comes out emotionally. Sometimes it comes out physically. Sometimes it comes out stomach problems. Sometimes it comes in sleeping problems. But being able to recognize it, just like with these colds that's going on, a lot of times, we recognize that we have a cold, we have a flu or something because we have a stopped up nose, or maybe you have a runny nose, or maybe your ears ache, or whatever the symptoms are. You know what to do to resolve the issue that's happening, but you know it by its symptom. We don't just know it because it's popped up and it's there, but we know it by its symptom. So we're looking at the symptoms. We looked at actually the symptoms of stress. And today we're going to talk about, now that we've identified some of these stressors, what are we going to do to reduce it? And we're going to take an analysis of ourselves to see if we're living stressful lives. Because sometimes we can do something about it, but if we don't change the way we think or change what we do, we're going to continue the same cycle. So, with that being said, we're going to start our check-in. Sister Lupe was our first caller. She waited so patiently for someone else to call in so that we can have our group this morning. So we're going to start with you. Good morning, Sister Lupe. Go ahead and check in.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling I'm not. That's the thing. I'm feeling good because I'm not going by my feelings.
Yes. Yes.
praise, praise the Lord.
That's amazing. I love that. I'm feeling good because I'm not going to be led by my feelings. I'm going to be led by my purpose. I'm going to be led by my life in God. I love that. I love it. Miss Bianca, good morning. Go ahead and check in.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm here and I'm ready to hear well, you already said what we're talking about. I'm here. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, absolutely. We're going to be talking about reducing stress. We do know stress to be a trigger, but we also know stress to be a killer. It can very well kill our dreams. It can kill our health. It can kill the time in a God given day. And ultimately, it could take time from our life. So we want to deal with those stressors. We want to deal with stress, but we want to identify if we're living a stressful life, if there's something that I need to change in what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So Today I have another series of questions for you, questions to make you think. So, without further ado, question number one: your time, energy, and your money is all you have to give. Are you investing them in work that you enjoy or that satisfies you? Think about it. Your time, energy, and money. Those are things we give. I give my time, I give my energy, I give my money, I give my love, I give. So, are those things, those are your investments and others? Are you investing them in things that satisfy you, things that you enjoy? Think about it, unmute your phone and share.
I'm sorry, I started daydreaming. I'm so sorry. I have to just continue to do that all the time. Like, hey, hey, pay attention. Can you say that one more time?
Absolutely. Your time, your energy, and your money is all you have to give. Those are your investments. Are you investing them in things that are satisfying to you? Are you investing them in things that you feel good about?
Yes, sleeping here. I would say my time is being more invested in myself and my recovery and my healing.
Good.
And my children and their sports,
Yes.
and their schoolwork. And my money has just been invested too much on myself and my kids as well. But I would say that I've been also seeing where I can invest my money. Um, Maybe do my hair or make me feel good about myself. Because I think I need a little self-esteem boost.
Yes.
So yes, that my money, my time, and what was the other one?
Your energy.
My energy. I it's happening now. It used to be invested in negative energy, but now um I'm trying to lean more forward to the positive energy as well.
Excellent. Excellent. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much, Sister Lupe. What about you, Miss Bianca?
uh, my time, energy, and money. I invest a lot of time now in Bianca. Where was a time that I invested it all over the place.
Mm.
And Bianca would definitely be the last one. Or maybe not even the last one, wouldn't be even on the map.
Wow.
So I find myself now investing more time in me, uh, learning who Bianca is. Um, I have a big family. I have five biological kids, five nieces and nephews I've raised. Um, Now from the ages of 33 all the way down to the age of 17.
Wow.
So a lot of my time, a lot of my energy, a lot of my money has been invested in that area right there.
Okay.
And so now they all, they up and I don't give as much time and money and energy as I did when they was younger.
Uh-huh.
So now I try to invest that time into me. Who is Bianca?
Yes.
Besides the mom, the auntie, the pastor, the sister, you know, what makes me happy. So I spend time on finding that out and it's a hard transition
Yeah.
when you've been used to doing this for 33 years,
Yes. Yes.
and now all of a sudden, bam. And even though it wasn't all of a sudden, it came over years of time, but seemed like all of a sudden now you got to really switch hats. And uh, even though I'm still a mom, I'm not a mom in that capacity
Right.
like I was when they was younger. I'm
Yeah.
still an auntie, but I'm not an auntie in that capacity
Yeah.
when I first took a in.
Yes.
So yeah, just kind of regrouping and try to figure out that. So a lot of my time goes on me now. Uh, that was hard because I didn't ever want to seem like I was being selfish when it came to me, because again I'm just so used to doing for everybody else. And so my time and my energy and my money, and with me saying all that, it's just not like, okay, just be, but be with the things that I like to do,
Okay.
you know. So there's still some other I guess I could use area. I don't know, avenue. I don't know. What are the words? Anyway, it's still it's more than just for me,
Okay.
because it consists of other things that I like to do also. So it's not just, oh, I go and I just buy this and I do this and I do this for me. But no, it's me. I may go out. I may go out of town. I might do something with ministry or something like that. But it still has something to do with me per se. So if that makes sense, that's what it is.
Totally, totally makes sense. And thank you so much for sharing that, both of you guys, because it is an amazing situation when identifying where does my time go? What am I investing my time in? When you're investing your time in raising your kids that have a sense of achievement, of course you want the best for your kids, and at the same time, like you said, Bianca, that you get to a place where you might possibly go through the empty nest syndrome. Now that I've learned how to be a parent in this way for so many years, now I have to learn how to switch and be a parent to my adult children, and it requires time, energy, and money, but on a different level, on a different way. And so now, even in the midst of that transition, learning who I am, even while I'm taking care of my younger children, learning who I am. Am I investing my time, energy, and my money in ways that satisfying? Sometimes we work hard jobs that we don't like, but we have to work them because we need money. Sometimes we got to get up and do something for somebody that we don't want to do. You may be investing your energy in a domestic violent relationship, or in a relationship that isn't going anywhere. Sometimes we're investing our money, in things, whereas we just don't want to stop because we have so much invested in it. But at some point we got to say, hey, I got to stop putting my money in this. It's a bag with holes in it, and I just got to let it go. There's a scripture, there's a documentation in the Word of God where it talks about how they had spent all these millions of dollars. Was the currency was different, of course, then, and building something, and God said, "This is not my way. Tear it down." And regardless of all the money that they invested, they had the forthright to obey God and tear it down. So sometimes we got to be that way, tearing down the things that we invest our energy in, tearing down those things that we invest in our money and our time in. Because if it's not satisfying to us, if it's yielding us pain, agony, stress, then that's something we need to look at. So thank you guys so much. And I see Miss Susu have joined us. Good morning, Miss Susu. We're going to go on to the next question. Question number 2. Focusing on the present means giving your attention to the task at hand without past and future fears crippling you. Are you usually able to stay in the here and now? Who wants to take a stab at that question? I'm not future tripping on, oh my God, the future, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, or I'm not stuck on the past, who did me wrong, this thing that happened that I had no control over. I wish I had to made a different decision if I would have, should have, could have. How are you in staying in the here and now? Go ahead, unmute your phone and share.
Oh, okay, Sister Lupus. So the question is, how am I staying in the here and now and not focusing on the past, right? In
Yes.
other words, um, well, I would say it took a lot of surrendering. It took a lot of support groups and support people that are in my support system, and it took views from other aspects rather than my own point of views. And it took a lot of prayer. It took a lot of time, but I finally realized that because I do have a higher power, and that's my God, Jesus Christ. I trust Him, and I've learned through the years of past experiences how even in my trauma that I experienced in my past and other traumatic situation, not just one but a few, I've seen Him bring me out of those. I seen Him allow. It almost seems like I have to go through the process. There's no getting out of it, right? But I also see, like, get the aha moment at the end and say, okay, this was necessary. I was reading a book right now, TD Jakes, Let It Go. And he says that he was saying in one of the chapters that we focus on who did me wrong, who traumatized me. If that was the case, we will never forget the perpetrator, right? But we're to focus on how to heal.
Yes.
So that's what I'm doing now. Like, okay, yes, this happened to me. Yes, I have so much, but God didn't make us victims, right? He made us victors. So let me focus and how can I get through this without focusing on the perpetrator, and focus on how is this gonna benefit me, how is it gonna heal me, and then I could actually use this as a weapon, as a skill to actually help someone else be able to heal from the same thing or the similar situation.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that, Sister Lupe. That was an amazing excerpt from the book that you're reading, because you're absolutely right. So many times when we're focusing on the past, we're re-injuring ourselves because of the pain that someone's caused. We're focusing on the wrong things. We have this saying in church that we say is, don't focus on the problem, focus on how greater your God is over the problem. But it's just a part of our mind to continue to replay that. But I like that. Change the focus and focus on healing. Don't, the person already hurt you, don't let them hurt you continually through your life. Take control. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And I hope someone else have got a benefit of that excerpt as well. Anyone else?
Hi, this is Susu. Good morning to each and every one.
Good morning, Ms. Susu.
Good morning. I have experienced in my lifetime focusing, on something that I couldn't do anything about that happened to me in my former marriage, that we were saving together and stuff. And then when that went down, I found out the person was hiding money and stuff, and my account or our account was drained, but then they weren't helping me. And I could focus on that for a long time, I just kept coming to mind, mind. And by the grace of God, it just subsided, There wasn't anything else I could do about it, But I was really, upset with them about that. But like I say, they're gone on doing whatever else they got to do and stuff, and you're the one
Right.
hurting about it. So, I just thank God for His grace. It's taking me on through it. And I don't even think about it now. It was gone. And He's blessed me many, 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 many more days and things. But that's all I had to share about that.
Amen. Amen. I love that. I love that. Because some things are like an obsession and we need help letting it go. But when we don't get help or talk to somebody or deal with it, that obsession will continue and to consume our lives. But I'm glad that you're free, Miss Susu. That's amazing. Let's see. Let's go to our next question. Question number 3 this morning. Do you appreciate things like music, reading, nature, and personal relationships, or are you overly focused on having money and things? What type of person are you? Do you love music, you love getting with friends, you appreciate nature, good music that make you feel good, or are you kind of the type of person that's kind of focused on surviving, getting money, building businesses, this, that, and the other? What is your core makeup? Go ahead, unmute your phone and share.
Be um, I like music. I did like hiking, but over the weekend, I kind of went on a hike, and
And change your mind about hiking, huh?
oh Lord have mercy. Boy, I didn't think we ever was gonna get wherever we was trying to get. I don't know how those sandals didn't wear out back in the Bible days. But anyway, but
Oh,
no,
Lord.
that was just a little joke. But anyway, yeah, I like outside. I like music. I like family relationship and friends like that. So I focus more on that. Although, with that being said, also knowing the business at hand also. But I focus more leading that away. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good identification because what we're identifying is our core makeup, a part of us that we did not have a hand in creating is just innate inside of us. And so knowing this can kind of help us navigate ourselves. If we're more, business, then we can help navigate ourselves into some peace, rather than just wondering why can't I get any rest. It's a part of our core, so just knowing that is good in helping reduce stress. Anyone else?
Yeah, Sister Lupe, I used to want to, it was business, it was, I used to think that survival mode. I think that it's not that I enjoy to do those things. It's that that's how I've been living all my life, right? Get that money and spend that money. But I know. But I realized that more like just not being out of work and having more time to myself. I realized that and going on that camping trip, I realized that when I separate myself from even the city, and I love the woods. Like I remember going to the mountain that trip that weekend, and um the guy hosting the whole thing, he would run into me, be like, I always see you smiling. You're
Wow.
always smiling when I see you. And I've never had that because
Wow.
I I've been frowning, I've been bitter, so my face
Whoa.
always looks like I'm mean mugging somebody. But in the mountains, my frown turned upside down, and
Wow.
I found myself like I know people noticed it around me. I mean, maybe until the last day when I was just like, all right, I was time to go. But but throughout the whole week, I was feeling. I mean, the weekend, I was just the smell, the pine trees, the view, it did something mentally to me. And I I noticed, like, you know what, I am maybe a hiking and a mountain girl. I don't know. And also I love music. I love to sing. I love worship. So definitely I like to work my left side of the brain more.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes living in the city as a single parent, I try to work my right side of the brain the most, but naturally I love the artistic side of me.
Wow. I love that. And isn't that amazing when she said it was even identified, like, wow, while she was in that climate, while she was in that atmosphere, the gentleman, hey, every time I see you're smiling, that atmosphere brought out the better in her. It took her beyond, like she said, all the pain and bitterness and everything that she had been experiencing and not even trying, just an identification. And this is what we're talking about. When we're reducing stress, we got to find out, how do we live our best self? We're so routine and just surviving sometimes. We're so routine in some of our unhealthy behaviors. We're so routine that we don't learn how to live our best self because we don't know what we need. We don't know what we like until we experience it. And that's what we're trying to do today. We're trying to live life to get to know us, break the routines, and now get into healing, get into expansion, get into self-discovery so that we can find out how to be our best selves. Lupe, I love that. Anyone else?
Yes, Susu. I guess I'm learning myself, learning about myself, because I do as it comes, live life as it comes to me. So
Uh-huh.
I'm learning, I do like family gatherings stuff, but whatever at that moment, that's what I do, But I'm learning to what do I like, I don't know until it happens, so but
Yes.
uh, that's me. I just, find out as I go. Like I say, I found out I rather travel by air than I do car. I know that,
Wow.
and don't care for the mountains too much. I like the fresh air, but all that round and round, not really, The body ain't what it used to be,
Right.
but I don't mind, in moderation. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm learning my body, learning my mind, what I like to do, and what's for me. Oh, man.
Amen. I love that. And that's going to help us live our best self. Finding out how we work, is we don't come with instructions, unfortunately, but we learn as we go if we allow ourselves to listen to that inner me, listen to my needs. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Our next question: are you forcing yourself to do things that increase your self confidence? Go ahead, unmute your phone and share. Are you doing things? Are you forcing yourself to do things? And sometimes, again, we're just doing things routinely. This is what these unhealthy behaviors, this is how they form in our brain and in our actions and in our lifestyles. And we have this wheel, we're like a hamster on the wheel, but we don't realize it because we're not standing outside of our cage looking in. We're inside, and it has a different perspective when we see things from the inside looking out. But sometimes we have to take a step out and say, hey, am I investing my time and my energy and my money in things that's satisfying to me? Am I enjoying life? Do I know myself? Am I one of those go-getter people, or do I just really prefer nature? What element am I for my best self, to bring out my best self? So now with this, what am I doing to build my self-confidence? What am I doing to bring my esteem into a better place? Go ahead, unmute your phone and share. What are you doing to build your self-esteem? What are you doing to add to you?
Lupe here. As a mom, living the mom life, um, getting pay attention so much to my outward appearances, as just putting my hair in a bun and
Mhm.
sweats on and always on the
Okay.
go and cooking, cleaning. So I didn't really pay attention to, what I wore, whatever. Now it's more, okay, let me try at least straighten my hair and once wash my hair, maybe twice a week and not every day. And so I could style it and probably lay on my hair a certain way so I won't, wrinkle it, or not wrinkle it, but you know, uh, poof it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been trying to focus more on my outside appearance, especially getting older now.
Yes.
So that's also I'm getting to that 40-year age, and I definitely feel like I've wasted so much time just stressing out and surviving. So now I want to live a little and also look my best as I do so, watching, not overeating as much. I won't say I'm dieting, but I have cut down a lot on my eating habits and try to make better choices of what I eat. Um, yeah, so definitely trying to love myself when I see what I see in the mirror. So definitely trying to do something with myself.
Awesome. Oh my God. Because we do lose ourselves sometimes in like raising kids, just going to work, whatever those routine things are. That's amazing. You guys, excuse me. That's amazing. Thank you, Sister Lupe. Anybody else? What are you doing to force yourself to increase your self confidence?
Um, Bianca, for me, definitely have started looking more in the mirror at myself.
Okay.
Uh, so I too is taking control over do I really like what I see in this mirror?
Okay.
Um, I'm kind of like a hardcore. I know I don't look hardcore, but I am really am. But I could wear the my kids say I wear steel toe boots and stuff like that.
Oh
It's
my.
that that I've been doing because I was a single parent. I had four boys and one girl at the time.
Wow.
So I had to, if I didn't stand for something, I would fall for anything.
Okay.
So not only was the fear of God put in them, but the fear of Bianca was put in them also.
Okay.
And so that just became my makeup. So I just became very, and after all everything that like with my marriage, the abuse, different things like that.
Yeah.
So with all that, it just became I just wore this metal coat. Uh, and so now I'm just, hero, hero, whatever. But
Yes.
anyway, but of lately I've been taking more concern in what I look like. You
Okay.
know, um, I try to make sure, as I hear Sister Lupe, I try to make sure that my hair look nice.
Okay.
Because I could throw my hair in a ponytail and I could keep it pushing. But
Yes.
now I take time out. I make sure that I get it done. I'm not the girly girl when it comes to hair,
Hmm.
even though I have it. I'm not the girly girl and the washing and the pressing and but I am learning how to do more with my hair than just put it in a ponytail and uh, that be that
Okay.
because it has been that for all these years and it's got to be it got me through.
Right.
It got me through.
Yes.
And so also in the way I dress, because sometimes I just throw on something and
Okay.
just go about my business, uh, don't want to look older than what I am, but not trying to be looking dressing younger than what I am either.
Hmm.
But just trying to dress according to where I'm going.
Okay.
you know. So those are a couple of things that I've done and doing to
Mhm.
try to just enhance me.
Yes.
Uh, and I look in the mirror every morning and I say, "Good morning, gorgeous."
That's right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we have someone else that's building that self-confidence by being mindful of what you look like, how you present yourself to the world. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Miss Susu, did you want to share what is it that you're doing to build your self-confidence?
I am taking more notice, being more aware of my health.
Okay.
I do a little more exercise now, and I, take my meds on time and trying to get it on time. Remembering to do that, because at times you don't eat right. I don't eat right or eat the wrong thing. So I'm a little more conscious of, my health. So, and especially after this bout, I have to have to take care of myself. So
Yes.
that, and like I say, appearance, I'm trying on that with hair. I'm not good with that, but I'm trying, to make myself better, look better because it's for me, but I want, others to be, approved of it if they want to be. If not, it's okay. But I do want to be presentable, to people, be an example or that you can look better in the 70s or whatever,
Yes.
just to take care of myself, I'm more aware of my health issues, that is, and that's it.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Because building self-confidence helps us to reduce stress. Sometimes it's in the esteem that we see in ourselves. Going back to school, building our confidence inside. Sometimes we don't want to look for certain jobs because we don't have certain degrees and things like that. Going back to school, building our confidence. Adding to ourselves, dealing with our emotional pain, going to see a therapist, that builds confidence because I'm becoming above my pain. I'm being instructed above my pain. Mental health issues. Life is so heavy sometimes that sometimes we have to take a mental break. Because so I'm adding to myself when I go and I take these times and these moments and I take these classes and I see these professionals, or I'm going out and I'm doing something to add to me, add positive experiences to me. I'm finding out what I like in life. I'm taking the time for self-discovery to see who I am after the marriage, who I am after raising the kids, who I am after the drug addiction, who I am after overcoming these unwanted behaviors. Who am I? Because what I did routinely hid me from identifying who I am internally, what I like, what I don't like, where I like to go. Sometimes, like, oh no, because we're here, we're not redeeming the time, we're just existing throughout our time. So I'm so glad to hear that you guys are investing in yourselves. Okay, let's see. Outside of investing in our self confidence, do you tackle large goals by breaking them into smaller, more manageable tasks? Or are we just going for the mountain? I'm going to take this mountain and I'm going to cast it into the sea of forgetfulness. Or are we taking just a little bit of that mountain at a time, a little bit of those big mountains in our life? How do you roll in that fashion?
Sister Lupe, so I try to tackle that mountain and cast it onto the sea of forgetfulness, and then I realized that that only takes you so far, and um there's steps to that mountain, right? And so now I'm taking the long way,
Okay.
the slower path. I'm taking it easy. I know that Egypt wasn't built in a day.
Right.
So Rome, I mean, Egypt.
Egypt
Egypt
either.
wasn't Egypt either, man. Um, so I've learned that it's okay to set your foundation first, I remember when I got out of prison, I just wanted to get my kids back. I just wanted to live a sober life. Oh my God, I'm in my mid going in towards my mid 30s. I gotta I have to find a husband now before my wrinkles start showing, right? And everything was like rushed, and now it didn't even. Now I'm back to 7 years later. Now I'm starting over, so it's like I really I really need to take my time, and I find it that it's okay um if I have to take my GD again because they couldn't find it in the system.
Oh, okay.
Um yeah, but at the same time, I I think it's fine because I forgot most of this how to do math and how to and write properly. So I'm like, you know what? It's just I need to learn this. It's setting my foundation. So God knows what He's doing, and if He needs me to start over, go back to the get off the finish line and go back and start my race from the
Right.
beginning without any shortcuts, then that's what's best for me.
Wow. I love that, Sister Lupe. Oh my God. Like she said, if it has to be, she's not focusing on the problem, she's focusing on the solution. And oh, I love that sharing. That was amazing. She's learning how to change how she do things. This is how she's reducing stress. I'm no longer trying to grab that whole mountain and move it out the way, cast it into the sea. But now I'm learning, hey, things take time. So I love that. Thank you so much. Anyone else? We'll go to the next question. Are you careful to make your environment peaceful? Are we being environmental changers? Are we? I'm sorry, Bianca, did you say something?
I just wanted to say that for me, um, I have to chip off at that mountain.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do that full mountain at one time.
Yeah.
Get overwhelmed, and it's just over there. Ain't no chipping at it, ain't no scratching at it, ain't no nothing at it. So, but I had to learn that
Yes.
because I like to finish something. And I like to go ahead and get it over with, done. You ain't got to worry about it, whatever.
Yeah.
But it caused stress too.
Yes.
And so I take it. I take it as easy as I possibly can. With that being said, I gotta take it at a nice speed because then I may procrastinate also.
Okay.
So I know these things, so I just gotta I got to uh get the a right balance of how many miles per hour that I need to move to get this done.
I love
Because
it.
if I move too fast, that's stress. And if I move too slow, that's procrastination. So I need to know right there in that middle part right there. Thank you.
Ooh, I love that. That's why we're here. We're trying to get to know ourselves. We want to break cycles so I can find the best formula that works for me. Like Miss Bianca said, I need to find out what's that speed gauge. I love that. If I go too fast, I'm overwhelmed and I'm tired out. It's a whole problem from there. But if I go too slow, that's procrastination setting in. So finding that best speed for me, that was amazing. Thank you. I'm sorry, did anyone else want to speak on that whole mountain thing? Are we trying to grasp that mountain and throw it into the lake and say it's done, it's over? Or are we just chipping away at little pieces of the mountain at a time? Anyone else? Okay, so we'll go back to question number 6. Are you careful to make your environment peaceful? Anyone, go ahead and mute your phone and share.
Yes, Sister Lupe. Yes, I'm being cautious and careful now to make my environment peaceful by setting boundaries,
Hey,
by saying I can't help or I can't do this,
yes,
to take care of my mental health.
yes,
Not trying to be a people pleaser anymore, or and also taking on too much responsibility. Just kind of slowing things out, and just paying attention to warning signs and red flags within my body, and just kind of getting to know what can Lupe do right now. What can she, what is the boundary line right now?
I love that. You guys rock. Thank you so much for that, Sister Lupe. I love that. I love that. Healthy boundaries keeps my environment peaceful, because time I start operating again with those unhealthy boundaries and disrespecting my own boundary will allow other people to disrespect my boundary, and it's going to put me in an unhealthy place. So I love that. Thank you so much. Anyone else? What are you doing to make your environment peaceful?
Amen, amen. Yes, as Sister Sophie was saying too, I am not you know, continuing to please other people, just to say yes, so it'll be okay for them stuff. I gotta make it for me where it'll be okay for me, not just for the other one. So I'm learning to say no when it's not a healthy thing where it come back on me and I'll be stressed or whatever. So yes, that's it. Learning how to say no, at a time and in a respectable way,
Yeah.
not to burn myself out running here, doing this or doing that. So I'm learning that, so not to be a pleaser, what is taken away from me. I
Yeah.
don't mind pleasing, but don't take away from me. So that's it. Learning those boundaries, as they setting the boundaries.
Excellent.
Amen.
Excellent. I love that. You guys are amazing. We're setting boundaries because that keeps us at our peace, and recognizing that, my life is unpeaceful when you're having your way. My life is at a lack of peace, but you're okay. There's something wrong with that. My boundary is either too close or it's too distant. Either way, I got to set a healthier boundary. Like Bianca said, I got to find out where the boundary needs to be set. Where's the perfect formula? And that takes time. But I love hearing that you guys are setting these boundaries. That's amazing. Anyone else? What are you doing to make your environment peaceful? Well, I love what I've heard so far. Setting those healthy boundaries are going to remove exploiters and people that come to bring distress, people that come because we're putting them in a place. Some people, you're not removing them from your life, but you're repositioning them. And so you're putting them in a place where they don't affect your direct environment. So I love that. Also we can maybe even light some aromatherapy candles. You can even take the time to beautify your home. And when I say that, I don't mean go out and spend all this money, but sometimes home is just a place of survival. So we just go in, put our bags in, and we just come in and change clothes. But let's take some time to make home a comfortable, peaceful place. um get you some curtains that you like, and some of these things can be found at the 99-cent store, the discount store, general discount. Those things are pretty much global. And then we have here in California, there's curtain places over down there on Mona, Jenny's curtains, and you can buy nice beautiful curtains for little or no money. Put some throw rugs down, get you some throw pillows. Make it where when you come home you feel your best you. On the line today we have all females. There's a outside stimulant. There's a stimuli when we come into our house and we see the beauty of who we are, the beauty of what we like. Even though you have children, small or older, this is your domain. You can make even maybe a part of the house or your home specifically to beautify and represent you, you know, because of course if you in a family matter, it has to have it has to be suitable for family. But even in that, to make you feel like the best mom, to make you feel like the best guardian, the best overseer, the best of who you are, beautify your environment, you know. Certain smells stimulate the neurotransmitters of our brain, and it stimulate good feel good movement and feelings. So, you know, find a scent that you like. I love how Sister Lupe was saying how when she was at the mountains, one of the things that she experienced, it wasn't so much just the running of the hiking or just, you know, we had a good time, but like she said, was something with the smell of the pine, something with being outdoors. Sometimes we can bring those environments to us, you know. Get you a nice candle, scented candles. Scented candles, you could go and get us a nice candle from any of those places that I just mentioned, Burlington, any of those places. They can, some of them are kind of pricey. This one was I know we didn't pay $12 for this candle, but anyway, you know, and they smell good. And it that what you smell, remember your eye gates, your ear gates, your nose, the things you take into your mouth, the things you smell through your nostrils. Remember, they have a power into your soul. So you want to put yourself in a good space. Watch the things that you smell. Watch the things that you smell. Find fragrances that causes your best self to respond. You know, I like different fragrances. This is a vanilla here. I love vanilla. It's it's they named it thankful. But vanilla is good. You know, sometimes my husband and I, we buy oils from the oil place not too far from us. You know, we're not doing no hoobie jooby, spooky wookie, you know, anything, but we're trying to establish and not trying to provoke energy, not trying to provoke any of those things, good spirits, good vibes. No, we're not saying that. We're talking from a clinical perspective where these things trigger dopamine inside our brain and bring us a well feeling. So stimulate your environment with peace. So let's see. Question number 7. Can you and do you say no when that is how you feel? We talk about reducing stress here. Are you saying yes when you really don't feel like you really don't want to? Don't even agree with what they're doing. But can you and do you say no? Now I want you to be honest on the can you, because sometimes we can't. Depending on that certain person, I can't tell them no. And if that's something, identify it, own it, so that you can do something about it. But can you and do you say no when you want to say no? Go ahead, unmute your phone and share.
Sister Lupe here. Yes, I could say no. If anything, I'm probably saying no too much now. And it's shocking to some people. But it's like I took a break. Like, hey, I'm on vacation. Okay, so I cannot be, I'm not here today. But yeah, actually, being able to say no and not really thinking about hurting someone else's feelings because that's not your intentions, and not having to explain to them, because even when you do, that could bring up another feeling if they don't understand, and if they're you open up a door, a can of worms, just trying to make them understand why you're doing this, and they don't want to hear it. So I just say no, and without an explanation. I don't have to say, oh, but because I'm doing this, because, and then they don't understand, just makes it worse. So absolutely, I've been able to say no without feeling bad about it.
Good. That's amazing. And I love how you said that. Sometimes when we're trying to explain a thing, rather than just learning to be content, we make matters, I won't say worse, but we make them a little bit more complicated because we can't control other people's thinking. You may have the best intentions, but they may be like, "Oh, see, she lying. She was focused on that way too much. If you tell the truth, just say it and you go." People have their own way of thinking. Oh, did you hear when she said this? Or oh, because she's putting herself first. What? Well, am I using her? Am I doing something? Am I causing her to, so less is more sometimes. The main thing, just like Sister Lupe said, is feeling okay with it within yourself. Sometimes we have to practice saying no. Sometimes. I mean, it's a 2-letter word. I know it's very small in stature, but it's so big in value. Some of us cannot say no, and we stretch ourselves to a limit that's outside of our boundary, outside of our peace, outside of our definition or defined mark of respect, because we can't say no. What about the rest of you? Can you and do you say no? Are we stressed because we're yes, okay, all right, I'll be there. Go ahead.
Ooh, man. Been there, done that, got a few t-shirts over. Because was one just could not just say no. No, I can't do it. I know that's just impossible to fit in my busy schedule. No, I just don't want to do it. But you understand? Okay, yeah, sure. Of
Yes.
course. Why not? And then it don't even get done after all of that. It still don't get done. And there's a problem. There's a problem. But now I can't. I just can't. I can't. I can't. And I have some to be like got a whole lot of mouth to say about it or whatever, but that's their business. That's their business. I just got to make sure I'm all right. That's all. That's all that matters right now. So I got to make sure I'm all right. So if I can't do it, I just can't do it. I can't do it. That goes for my kids.
Yes.
Now I tell you who got my heart now. Who got my heart? Those grandkids. Yeah. I can't say no. I cannot say no of yet.
Right.
When it comes to my little grannies, I cannot say no. I can't. And they parent probably know I can't say no to them. You know what
Yeah.
I got one in well, I got 5 grandkids.
Okay.
And so, but my little Taj, we had a bad starting off.
Okay.
He was just really, he was a breastfed baby. So he was really stuck with his mom, my daughter-in-law. And so he really didn't want to have no dealings with nobody. So he would look at you, boo-hoo, crying and stuff.
Oh.
Made me cry so many times.
Oh.
And that was just the hardest thing for me. But I tell you, that one right there, oh, that's the one. That's the one right there. Cause he loves Yaya. He come looking for me now. But yeah, my grandkids, yeah, those the ones I can't say no to.
Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You know what? I think that's A-okay. But it's very important that we know how to say no in situations, and not only know how to say it, but sometimes for those of you, and I'm gonna let Miss Susu speak, because in some cases we have to identify that our saying yes to what we want to say no to is bringing us so much stress, and we're really reaping the consequences of that stress to make someone else happy. And like how Bianca says, sometimes it don't even happen, or sometimes you do it and it's just not enough. There's no gratitude behind it. One thing that I would share is to identify why you can't say no. Why is no a problem? Why is those two letters? And you may say, hey, I can say no, but I like how Sister Lupe said, how do I leave myself in saying no? Am I saying no and I'm beating myself up and I got a process to get out that feeling? If that's where you are, that's okay. Because that means you're in the fight. You're in the fight, and that's good. But identify what's in me. Am I a people pleaser? Is it that I just don't want to tell nobody no? Do I think that saying yes all the time is pleasing to God? That I'm never supposed to say no? Is it that maybe somewhere in my life, people told me no so much that now I'm never saying no? Identify what's the purpose, what's behind that unhealthy behavior. Miss Susu, go ahead, unmute your phone and share.
Yes, okay. Well, saying no, yes, I can say no, but I got to learn to say no without explanation. As you say, you get to explaining stuff, it's gonna be worse than it was if you had not said no. So I have to learn to just say no and leave it as it is. Because as I say, it'll take you farther than you want to go with that
Yes.
explanation.
Yes.
So yeah, that's it for me. Learn to say no and leave it there,
Yes.
trying to clean it up.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, I can't do it because see, I gotta pick up my child at
Right.
7, and then I gotta go to the store because I went last week and it wasn't on sale. It's on
Right.
sale right now, and I gotta go. Hey, why do I have to dispel all my business
Right.
just to
Yeah.
say no? I'm sorry, I can't do it, and
Yeah.
nothing mean about it. I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah, but I don't think it's satisfying though. But I gotta learn that. Just say no and be done. Mhm.
Just say no. I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Excuse me. Our eighth question, and we're wrapping it up. We have a couple of more after this, and we have 10 questions. Do you know how to use self relaxation techniques to relax your body? And do you allow time in your day to do them? Do you know how to do any type of self gather yourself in the moment? I may not be able to go to bed right now. I may not be able to go lift my feet and watch a funny movie. But do I have some things in the day that I've learned to do breathing exercises? I like how Sister Lupe said daydreaming, but scheduled daydreaming. um, or what do you do, if anything, to find you some relaxation within that day? And do you do it? Unmute your phone and share.
Yes, Sister Lupa here. I know I realize that exercising in the morning
Okay.
um sets the tone for the day.
Wow.
So now I'm energized. I feel good. Not so much of the results, but just what it did to my brain,
Okay.
and just that I did that. I got up and went to the gym regardless of what my body was feeling. I went half asleep and everything. I went. Um and also even watching what I eat, especially for breakfast. I'm not a really big eater in the morning, so I'll just have a coffee and maybe a bagel. Um, but or a smoothie, I'll have a smoothie. So that right there doesn't overload me. If I have eggs and bacon and all that, I will
Right.
feel like, oh, I want to go to sleep, take a nap. Um, so absolutely, and also, but getting take getting ready, taking a shower, in the morning rather than waiting till the house is clean. It's like, okay, now it's time to shower and get ready, and it's
Right.
already 4 o'clock. So it's like, just take a shower at night again, baby. So it's
Right.
gonna be okay. So those things make me feel better because I'm the type of person that I have to feel like I'm accomplishing something,
Yes.
and if it means at least keeping a schedule, to me, it's a lot. It's a lot to me.
Yes.
And absolutely breathing, stretching. If I'm tired, I sit down. I don't overwork. If I have too much on my like a schedule where I have to go places, if I don't have time to cook, I won't cook. You know, I'll
Okay.
just get a pizza from Little Caesars. I'm not going to Pizza Hut.
Right.
We getting a $7 pizza, and that's it.
Yes.
And if you still hungry, eat some cereal. But I'm not I'm not stretching myself thin anymore.
I love that. I love that. Yes, note to self, the $7 pizza. That's right. That's awesome. Oh my God. I told my little one the other day, I said, we gonna have a fend for yourself day today. He was like, what is that? Because like you said, so busy with the to-do list that sometimes you don't get a chance to cook that healthy meal, that sometimes they eat or they don't eat. And just being okay with saying, you know what, it's not going to happen today, and being okay with that. But I love that. Thank you so much, Sister Lupe. Anyone else? What do you do for self-relaxation during the day? Sister Lupe talked about, hey, I'm not gonna uh overextend myself. Even if I don't meet the mark on my to-do list, I can always carry it over tomorrow. If it's a deadline, I'll prioritize that. But even in that, I'll carry it over tomorrow. So what do you do for self-relaxation during the day?
So, yeah, I start off when I can early in the morning, uh, with after I'm out with the exercise, stimulating my body. It's kind of on hold right now, but that's what I do, and I feel, like I say, more energized for that day, and that could take me on. And right now, I'm trying to, before I'm trying to get a nap in between what I do, my schedule.
Right.
And so that kind of keeps me, kind of relaxed, like if I can do that, you know.
That's awesome. It sounds like with you and both you and Sister Lupe, you guys feel good about productivity because exercising it does, like I say, sometimes it may not immediately do anything for your body, but it immediately does something for your mind, your thinking, your freedom in that area. So when you like she said, even if I push myself and I'm half asleep, um I feel productive. So it sounds like you guys you feel good when you're in your achievement self, when you're in your productive self, so that's good to know. Bianca, what about you? What are your self-relaxation techniques during the day just to get you through the day?
Um, Praying and walking. Cause if I don't walk, I can't. I get irritable.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I have to try to get out there and walk. And even though, like I said, you do it in the house, but I don't know for some reason. I guess because I'm now I don't, I don't feel the best. So it's really a strain for me to exercise. But that's what I want to do right now, right this moment. I just put my shoes on and go outside and walk around in that big parking lot
Okay.
that I love to walk around in.
Wow. Well, what's stopping you?
Because I feel weak.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
you can just walk, not your usual distance, but maybe if you could take someone with you and, if there's someone that you could just have as a companion just to kind of oversee and maybe just don't try to walk the whole parking lot, just to get outside and to walk because it
Yeah.
may be a part of your healing virtue. And even you guys know that sunshine is healing in some cases. get out there, excuse me, get out there and get into that healing light. Get your vitamin D from the sunshine. Even if you just go sit on the porch, walk to the porch, maybe just walk a little bit in front of your house. Because if it does that much to you and for you, I would definitely encourage you to carry it through. Maybe not just as much as you would do when you are at your optimum best, but just a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
I did. Oh, yesterday I was able to go out for a little while
okay.
and walk. And I tell you, I usually try to be out there 30, 45 hour. It just all depends on how I feel for that particular day. And
Yeah.
I walked 5 minutes and it felt like I had been out there 30 minutes.
Wow.
It's like, oh my gosh. But yeah, I don't know. I might get in trouble. But anyway, I pushed myself
Okay.
to stay out there from that 5 minutes to another 25 more minutes. Oh, it was a push though, but I pushed myself to do it yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that may not be so healthy to do when your body is under duress, you
yeah,
know. But just getting out there and doing a little bit,
yeah.
you
Thank
know. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's good to hear that you guys have techniques to relax yourself because in a day you may not be able to just go take a time out. You may be at work where you can't leave your desk. You have to be able to minister to yourself in ways that maybe other people don't even know what you're doing. One thing for me is the breathing exercises. And we've talked about those on the line. Doing the breathing exercises. I also like to ground myself. I'll check out. That's what I say. I love what Sister Lupe said. I'll check out in a daydream. I put myself in a place where it's not as cumbersome. Whether I imagine the waters or imagine for me, I like I'm not really a nature person per se, although I do enjoy the nature when I'm there. I try to take in as much as I can because I know that it probably won't be soon that I'll return because that's not my core. But one thing that I do is comedy, music. I like music, but not to the degree that I have to have music playing all the time. And I like different genres. I know different artists. That's not so much me. I appreciate it if it's playing because it has a power in it. And that's why I watch what music I listen to. But mine is comedy. Sometimes I may check out, and think of something funny, or watch a little funny segment of something. There was a Geico commercial years ago that I found on YouTube and I used to play it over and over and it jolted me. So whenever I was at work and I was having a not so good moment, I take my relaxation exercise and I go to YouTube and I pull up that commercial. Another thing, oh my goodness, I love when my little one was really a little one, like when he was like 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7. Just the joy that I used to see in him when he would run around and play. He just crack up. He just enjoy life. He just be playing and laughing. And I recall the memory those times. Lots of times you'll see me on my phone and I'm just going through photos of when he was younger. I still love his laugh. His when he laughs and it just it does something to my heart. So I stay in those moments. So you have to identify what moment captures you and bring you relaxation. What moment captures you? Because what works for me may not work for you. Dogs. I love dogs. And I love to see, I remember the funny moments of some of my past dogs and our current dog, things they do or things on YouTube, Facebook. They have this singing chihuahua and his owner loves to sing. And every time she sings, he just break in on the verse and start singing with her and, in dog language that is, which is like a howl. And it's just so funny to me. So I have things that I do to check out just to be able to survive my moment. So I love that. Thank you guys for sharing that. Question number 9. Are you careful to avoid large swings in the body energy caused by taking in excessive sugar and caffeine? You know, sometimes we're drinking coffee, we're eating donuts, we're just trying to, make the day, give me this false energy to make the day work. So are you at this time careful? And I heard Sister Lupe say that she's monitoring what she eats. Are you careful about your intake, the things that's going to cause you swings, increase of sugar, increase of caffeine? Are you monitoring those things? Go ahead, unmute your phone and share.
Okay, Sister Lupe here. For the most part, yes.
Okay.
I notice when I'm too careful and I deprive myself the sugar. Next thing you know, I eat like 5 pieces of candy. So I
Right.
have to. I'm still learning to balance that. It's okay to
Moderation.
eat candy,
Yeah.
just don't overdo it. As far as that, yes, I'm trying to be more careful what I eat. I used to be the type, whatever's on the plate, you got to finish it.
Yeah.
And then my stomach will hurt. I will eat till
Yeah.
my stomach hurt, and then I stretched it. And now if I can't, even if it's a good sandwich and not paid for it, or it's hey, I'm just gonna take it a go, or I'm just not gonna eat it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Oh wow, I love that. I love that. Absolutely. That's an old code in our heads, eat everything on your plate. Don't waste no food. And now we got children that are obese. We have adults that are obese. We're stuffing ourselves, we're putting ourselves at hormonal imbalances. Rather than, like she said, wrap it up and take it for later, or just don't eat it. It's okay. It's okay. We got to change our perspective on things. But I like that, being mindful to balance, to go in moderation, not to deprive yourself. Because if you deprive yourself, and I'm with you on that, Sister Lupe, you'll overindulge. I had a coworker that used to say, I'll tell her, I got a taste for such and such and such and such. And she would say, you know what, Miss Jackson, you need to go and get that then. And so I remember going to the store, not getting it because of what it cost. And I remember I ate the other thing, but it still wasn't satisfying. And I still wanted the thing. And she always told me that's why you should get what you want. She said, because you end up paying double and eating more, just satisfy what it was. So, in moderation, everything, we can make it work until it really works out to where we're going. Sometimes we have to operate in harm reduction. With me, I agree with Sister Lupe. The sugar intake is dire in my age bracket at this point. It produces hot flashes. It produces a hormonal imbalance. So now, rather than deprive myself and then, like she said, eat 12 Snickers when I do eat something, what I do now, I just eat maybe something that's sugar free. Something that's sugar free. And they have so much. We live in a wonderful time of life. Technology has blossomed and so many inventions has been made. The vegan diet, the vegetarian diet, you don't have to deprive yourself just by eating salads anymore. They have all kinds of things. So having that balance, and I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. Please, anyone else?
I think
Yes,
I've been.
I'll be quick. I say yes. I try to eat in moderation, especially on my sweet. And as I've said before, I try not to eat the things that I don't really care for. But then at times too, I do cheat because I eat double of the ones that I do care for. But I'm trying to, not eat as much sweets. Trying to, like I say, take care of my health. So that, yes.
That's good. That's good. Thank you for that, Miss Susu. That's great. You have a system in place, so you're being mindful of it. You're aware. Go ahead, Miss Bianca.
For me, I think I overwatch it too much. So I probably don't get enough in me.
Uh,
Yeah.
to a new extreme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's good that you're mindful of that. It's good. It's very good. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. It's like you're investing time in yourselves. You're learning and you have learned. And what you have learned, you're putting in place so that your life can be better. Our last question in our last 5 minutes of the day is, are there specific ways that you deal with anger and get it out of your system physically? Just like we talked about stress, anger has a way of moving around and damaging systems that are in you, God given, to benefit you, to have you live and sustain optimum life. But anger, stress, things like that, it's an energy inside of you that comes to destroy you and make you weak. So, do you have specific ways that you deal with your anger and get it out your system physically? What do you do? Go ahead, unmute your phone and share.
For me, Sister Lupe here, I would say, just don't respond.
Okay.
So, you're angry, just be quiet, just leave the room, just walk away. Go to your room, cry out, scream in a pillow,
Okay.
talk to God about it, or basically yelling, right? Because I'm mad. And take a nap after, take a nap, sleep it off, or go to the gym or go for a walk. I find those things to be very helpful, and talking to God about it, not necessarily just going into spiritual war. I rebuke that spirit that got me mad, It's like, okay, rebuke yourself here. Um but also just talking to him, about it, and then I realized that he puts me to sleep. He's like, go to bed, baby, go to bed.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep. And then I wake up like with like understanding, and I start seeing it in a positive point of view
Hmm.
rather than a negative that causes. Try to always see the brighter side, because I believe everything always has a brighter side to things.
Awesome. Awesome. I love that. You have a lot of different interventions that you have to utilize. Like you say, go yell in the pillow, talk to God about it, take a walk, go to the gym, and but ultimately maybe even just take a nap. That works for her. I love that. We got to have a system to get it out. Thank you for that, Sister Lupe. Who else?
Bianca, punch a wall.
Okay.
Just kidding. Um,
Okay.
um,
It gets it out.
have some broken knuckles. um, but yeah, me would be walking, talking to God, and also just finding somebody that I could talk to
Okay.
about the situation. Not leaving myself to my own self to think about whatever it is,
Mhm.
because that just kind of magnified in my own mind. So if I could just have a moment where I could just talk to somebody that have a calm head, uh, not anybody, but
Okay.
somebody that I trust, uh, that have a calm head, that really helps me instead of just being left to my own self.
Okay.
Because if I think on something or dwell on it, maybe too
That
long,
obsession. Yeah.
yeah. So that's the thing for me.
Excellent. Excellent. I want to ask a question before our next speaker. I want to ask a question in regards to talking to someone. Um, when you're angry, because we're talking about finding physical ways to get that anger out, When you're angry, um, is it most beneficial if you talk to somebody that's for their listening purposes, or is it for the advice? Is it that, look, I don't need you to talk, I don't need your advice, I just need you to listen? Or do you find that you're physically getting it out because you're having a chance to talk as well as listen to some possible solutions? Which one works best for you?
I think it all
I
depends on.
think. Go ahead.
I think it depends on really the situation of what's going on, how hyped I'm already am concerning it.
Okay.
Because you know when you with me sometimes being angry,
Mhm.
I don't want to hear what you say. I just want you to listen. But then there's sometimes where I do. I want you to talk back to me.
Okay.
So I think it kind of depends. And I know that's probably uh confusing for maybe the person that's sitting in the chair. But if you have somebody that knows you,
Right.
then they know uh exactly which way to go with you at what time to go with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Or even we could just tell them, you know, oh, I'm just so angry right now. I don't want you to talk right now. I just want you to listen.
Right.
Maybe we could try
So
that.
say
Once
that
we
again.
identify what works for us, because putting the power in somebody else's hands to hope they know what to do for me, hopefully that works. But sometimes we could just tell them, I'm going through a situation. I just need you to listen, or you may just go on and say, what would you say about that? What do you have to say about that? Because sometimes with anger, guys, just venting does not resolve the problem. Not to say you're looking to resolve the problem, but it doesn't even execute the anger. One thing that I've noticed is that when we find solutions, we find that best release. Venting it, because sometimes you hear something in the story that you missed before, and this, that, and the other, and how did I get here? And then you think about something else that you hear in your own story, and then you're refilling it again, and you're getting angrier. So sometimes venting it isn't always good. But finding a solution, talking to somebody, like you said, someone that's level-headed, a confidant that can help you come to a solution, sometimes brings us the peace that we need. But I was just asking, I was just wondering, because when we go to people, what works best for us. Miss Susu.
Yes. Okay. The question was, oh, okay. Well, mine is, I would not engage with the person. I'd rather step back and get to myself, think about it, what's being said or why am I angry about it. Also, it depends on the situation, talk to someone about it, share it with them, and sometimes to get their thoughts on it,
Okay.
want to be level headed with it, don't want to make the wrong decision. But
Right.
I can't make a decision while angry. So that's why I said I would just step back, not engage with the person, and like say talk to someone that's level headed that knows about you, and
Right.
share with them, and then like say to get their thoughts, or even make you think clearer of the situation. So that's mine.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I took you a little over today. It's 11:03. It is very important that we kind of take these exploratory moments and identify what's working for us, what's not working for us. How do we work so that I can work with myself? What type of headstrong person am I, or not so much? Getting to know me so that I can identify what's my needs and how do I best collaborate with myself. So thank you guys so much. You guys are so amazing to me. And I'm just so grateful for this time that we had together to kind of explore and reduce stress. So till Monday, I love you guys. And let's practice some of these things that's going to keep us in our right headspace, because guess what? I need you. to survive. God bless you guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you Monday.